Right, energy and pace at the beginning. Countdown. Ready?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This wasn't really my idea. I wasn't even in the room when we made this, so I'm just going to have a seat with you all.
Okay, so I did this too. We started with these big kind of flailing arm movements, and we each took one or two of ours, and we put it all together. And we started to do that faster and faster until we eventually did it so fast we looked like
has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
We had to create these
movement breakers that had attacking the cage to them. And we kept doing it faster and faster and faster. And this was their attack, and this was mine. And it became really
nature. This is a totally unrelated section.
And in this
Here,
part,
slow things down.
are we just taking this across the stage?
And we started doing these movements going in and out on the floor, these inversions. And it was pretty difficult at first, but it got easier. I really like being upside down, so that was fun for me. Probably because of my circus background. Then we became these waves. We were moving from stage right to stage left. Not quite sure why, but Adam had to step.
This is going to do it with that.
He was caught between the two of us like a fish.
But at the very end,
This is going to do it with that.
it all out. Something about a fish caught in a net, maybe. Sustenance, perhaps? It comes from a duet between Abby and I, although Scrooge and Adam had it first.
Okay, so I wasn't here for this either, but I do know that we were thinking about abundance and fortune not in terms of riches, but fortune as in fortunate, as in are we fortunate to be sitting together in this theater tonight? Or I feel quite fortunate to be dancing for you all this evening.
He started by asking us to create 7 different postures.
We had to create
Where we had to
You
like
put
our
the
body, especially
two
our
distal
upper
body.
and try to
This is something that I know. We did
from
this
here
direction.
or farther away from each other.
We eventually have to do these phrases lying on the ground. It's really difficult.
We kept adding on to that.
Actually,
Became bigger and smaller.
because
And actually,
we
it was
need
awesome.
muscles that I really had to work before.
This will
And
create
sort of
7
sort of
different poses
really
that will be used later on.
These oppositional forces eventually turned
You
into
have to
this.
do these different poses and make
One,
them phrases to
one,
attack and decay. Which is something he said he stole from Susan Rhodes. I haven't met her, but I heard that she's
4.
And we eventually have to do these poses in rapid succession, so it's like one pose into the next, into the next, into the next, into the next.
He called this the lavish praise. This is a note from the choreographer. He says, I've been thinking a lot about the privilege that it takes to dance. The expense of training and the limited market value of that training, and how we pay for the privilege of learning how to move. This is like approaching sleep, or coming out of rest, or illness maybe. Things that take us away from movement. And then there's something about memory, about how we make sense of the movement and stillness.
We talked about freedom and abundance in terms of motion.
Fall back.
We talked about the blocks and walking on the grid.
Fall onto the floor
The
again.
grid is actually really hard for me.
And step into place.
This part always reminds me, or I remember them talking about the relationship between freedom and restraint, about abundance and the confines of a city block. Our desire for green space falling on softer ground. Here's a recap.
Let me fall again. And then go all the way down.
Everyone tried really hard to stay in unison while negotiating their own falling momentum and catching their weight is only for a breath.
This is another note from the choreographer. He says, I know it's simple, but I really enjoy movement here. I was interested in the vulnerability of this crawl. Its slowness, its singularity. this will not happen again in the dance. It makes me think about how sometimes things happen and you think they're going to happen again, and they don't. Something about taking things for granted. In rehearsal, Stanley talked about working in a restaurant and how he saw so much food being thrown away. About the waste that we all participate in. It makes me think about how we take people, about how we take bodies for granted. Sometimes it's in their labor, as in we don't understand how bodily labor contributes to something we consume. And sometimes it's just the presence of someone in our life. I thought about this in rehearsal, but I didn't say anything out loud until right now.
to pay. Again.
Say.
I.
Louder.
I want.
All of it.
I want you to pay. Go. I want. I want
Make
you.
him pay.
I want you to pay.
Push his hip.
I want you
Shoulder dodge.
to pay. I
Send
want
stool.
you.
Rise. Move together.
I want you
I'm thinking.
to pay.
There first. Squeeze his guts.
I
Pick him up. Put him into shape.
want
With a single push, I'm tall. I'm taller than him. I'm thinking. I'm taller than him.
I know it's confusing, but I want you to pay attention.
Push.
This is the last note from the choreographer. He says,
I'm
this
taller
moment
than him.
won't happen again.
Hurry up.
The person sitting next to you, the dancers on the stage, our collective privilege, the process through which we forget this privilege, these lights, the sound that accompanies this text, your feelings of frustration with this dance, and your desire for virtuosity, all of it. Also, I've been thinking about legacy.
To bend the knees.
More specifically, I've been thinking about privilege while I've been making this dance
But
with
keep him
Abby and Liz,
myself
with Adam, and Sancho.
and follow
But I've
him.
been thinking about what we do for those
Track
who
it
deem one of
down.
us, and those we deem one of
And
them.
remember,
How this divide shapes into units
Make
of family
it pay.
and nation and race and God.
make
I
him
don't
pay.
know really what to say about that.
Make him
Except our privilege
pay.
seems to be something we accept for ourselves and we
Make
actually hate it in others.
Him
And I don't know
pay.
much about family or nation
Make
or
him
race
pay.
or God. I've never identified with any of
Make
those
him
things
pay.
too deeply, but I know others do, and that many
Make
people make
him
privilege based on
pay.
legacy. And I spend a lot of time wondering if it's possible for us all to get by if some of us are getting ahead through a misfortune that others must experience for us to be ahead of them. In this light, life seems like a lavish possession that can only be afforded through the suffering of others.
He calls this the lavish praise.
Other things I've said, I've thought before and decided only to tell you because I was reminded in making of this dance, but this I just realized for the first time by paying attention to the movement happening around me.
Okay, good. Nice. What a good run, you guys.